You're watching Las Vegas 1. News and information 24/7.
This week on In Business Las Vegas, home sales increase amid plummeting prices.
Plus, did local gaming companies get too big for their own good?
And a bill before Congress would pave the way for simplified union organizing. We'll hear from an opponent in Business Las Vegas next.
Now from Las Vegas 1, this is In Business Las Vegas.
Welcome to this edition of In Business Las Vegas, your source for the top business news of the week.
From the resources of the Las Vegas Sun, Channel 8 Eyewitness News, and In Business Las Vegas. Right now, let's take a look at our top story. Nevada once again leads the nation in foreclosure filings. RealtyTrack reports 15,783 homes entered foreclosure last month. That's 1 out of every 70 homes, an increase of 9% from January and 156% from 2008. That is the most foreclosures in Nevada since RealtyTrack began tracking them back in 2005. In Las Vegas, 1 out of every 60 households is in foreclosure. That is 7 times the national average. Foreclosed homes and their fire sale prices set off a sales surge last month. Channel 8's Mark Sayer explains.
Bank-owned homes continue to drive the Las Vegas real estate market, accounting for 3 in every 4 sales, according to the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors. And while foreclosures are driving prices down, they are also driving sales volume up.
The latter part of the summer, the entire fall, and the winter months of this year have all shown increased sales volume every month, month over month to the prior year. So that's a very strong indicator.
According to the latest figures, sales of single-family homes were up 108% in February compared to the same month last year. But year over year, the median price dropped 37% to $155,600. And homes are moving more quickly, with 59% of homes selling within 60 days.
So that, I think, is what we're seeing reflective in our increased sales numbers every month, is that more and more people are, we're becoming a more affordable market for more and more people.
Those adjustments in housing can often be very long and painful.
UNLV economics professor Dr. Keith Schwer says despite the latest numbers, the main problem in the Las Vegas housing market continues to be excess home inventory.
Large excess supply. We have too many houses and not enough households.
And Schwer says history shows housing markets both rise and fall more slowly than the overall economy.
What's critically important then is to bring supply and demand back together, and that takes time.
Mark Sayer, Channel 8 Eyewitness News.
The glut of homes for sale in Las Vegas is shrinking. Applied Analysis reports the Valley's resale inventory has fallen by about 4% since February and 13.4% from last year. More sales, lower prices, and less inventory. What does that all mean for the future of the market? Brian Gordon is here from Applied Analysis to sort it all out. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, we just saw in those figures for the second consecutive month, I believe, you've reported a reduction in the inventory. How important is that?
Well, it's certainly one of the elements that we want to look at as to whether there's a recovery taking place in the market. We've seen over the last 10 weeks or so, about 9 of those weeks, we've seen declines in overall resale inventories, which is a positive sign. We also look at pricing and the overall number of sales that factor into that.
Which of those elements is the most important? Are they
well, they're sort of all interrelated. Certainly supply and demand is a key element, a key sort of balancing act that we take a look at. Supply being the resale inventory, demand being a function of both the number of units being sold as well as the price. So when you put all those together, that's really the formula that tells you. So sales are up, inventory is starting to dip a little. Unfortunately, pricing is still sliding. So that's the last piece of the puzzle that we need to take a look at.
And we also saw a 156% increase in foreclosures year to year. So when you see 2.5 times as many foreclosures as last year, do you have any hope those prices are going to stabilize anytime soon?
It's a problem. There's no doubt about it. And some of that's attributable to probably some of these moratoriums that took place in late 2008 and early 2009 where banks weren't taking back those properties. So we're sort of seeing an inflated number now in February. So when those units do come back on the market, certainly they're going to be at a lower price point. So I don't think we've seen the bottom yet, but certainly we're one day closer to the bottom today.
You know, back in the normal market, maybe only 1 of 10 homes that went into foreclosure actually went through to auction. I don't know what that stands at now, but would you expect to see fewer of those homes actually go to auction now because of the president's housing plan? Do you expect that to help at all?
Well, I think the plan is certainly expected to have some benefits to it. The question is, who's it going to help? You know, so many people are upside down today. So what are lenders going to be willing to do? Are they going to be willing to modify loan terms? Are they going to be willing to take the hits and allow homeowners to stay in those properties? I think there's just a lot of uncertainty at this point. So, you know, generally speaking, we'll see a ton of those come back on the market. And like I said before, it's going to have a problem on pricing. You know, certainly we're at 150,000 a unit today, so we haven't seen that pricing in quite some time.
The cram down provision for bankruptcy judges to be able to reduce principal, that seems to be really essential to this market.
Sure.
Tell us how important that is.
Well, I think anytime you can keep somebody in a home, it's a great thing. You know, the problem that I haven't been able to sort of work out yet is if you're talking about somebody that had a $350,000 home, today it's worth $200,000 and they're filing bankruptcy and want to stay in that home and modify that loan for a $200,000 loan. You know, what's the credit profile of that person when they rework that loan or give them a new loan at this new crammed down level? There's somebody that has a bankruptcy on their record. What does that mean in terms of interest rate? What does that mean in terms of the overall credit profile? And how does that factor into the monthly payment that the lenders are willing to offer them? So I don't know how banks are going to work that out yet.
Okay, well, we'll be keeping a close eye on that. Brian Gordon, thanks for being here.
Thanks.
Jeff?
All right, Dana, thank you. When In Business comes back, the White House clarifies its remarks about Las Vegas. And Herbst Gaming comes to terms with its lenders. We'll tell you how that shakes out when In Business returns.